Hi, this is old Rob again with another video, and we're still, this is number 7, I think, and we're still interested in mental health problems, and that's what I want to talk about today. Um, the subject of the talk is a cousin, distant cousin of in the family, and his name is Dan, or was Dan, and he had a rough life. He had relationships or marriages with a number of women that was unsuccessful, and then the ones that he did have a good relationship died on him. The requirements that he had for jobs were very high, the design and this sort of thing. So a lot of jobs he didn't get, and the ones he got, he either didn't perform very well or he didn't like the work. So at 56 years, he was just tired of life. And he started thinking about, it may be more fun not to be than to uh, be the rest of my life. And so he started maybe thinking about suicide. And uh, while he was doing this, he happened to walk by a bulletin board that had a publication from one of the national organizations, and the thing that popped out at him was a sentence that said, "If you're considering uh, suicide, uh, get help as soon as possible." And he thought about that for a minute and said, "What the hell do I need help for? I'm a single person. I can do this job without any problem. So I don't need any help." And so he proceeded without any help. And the only thing he got out of it was a sore neck. And then the woman that was his current live-in woman came out to the barn where he was and cut him down before he died, and resuscitated him. So here he was again. It didn't work the second time either. So then he figured, well, hell, I guess I better get some help. And so he just happened to be in town at the same time that a traveling man came through. Now, a traveling man during that time, we won't set a time on it though, but during that time, they were kind of unidentified uh, souls that wandered, and their age is, we're not sure, probably middle age or so, but they did things while in their wandering for people, things that people didn't want to do themselves, or they couldn't do themselves. And so then he moved on. So he was in town the same time that Dan was considering suicide, and we don't know that they got together. We have no direct evidence that anybody saw them together doing anything. But the fact that they were both in town at the same time, and it was a little town, and you know how the rumors get started and spread, and so they figured, well, maybe they went off together, or maybe not, since Dan was interested in suicide, and but we didn't look for them. People like that, if they disappear, we don't go looking for them. And it's not an unusual thing either. There are thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that disappear, and nobody goes to look for them. We're not the only country where these people occur. Yeah. So anyway, I got thinking about it. I said, well, hell, I could give an hour lecture on the dark humor that's embedded in this little story here. You have to think about it in order to do it. But I didn't do that. But I did decide that maybe the family needs a psychiatrist or a psychologist or somebody to look over their mental health problems if they have any, and we'll see what we'll do. So I hired this psychiatrist, and she went around to families and talked with them. I did a good bit of traveling too on her credit card, and and she came back from all of this. And we had a little conference, year job end conference, and one of the questions that she finally asked me, and lended some importance to this question, she asked me, "Do members of your family suffer from mental health problems? Suffer from them?" And I told her, as far as I know, no, they don't suffer. They seem to enjoy them. so, so she said, "Well, tell them to read better. And here's my bill, and we'll it's the end of the hour, and we'll see you next month." Now, we have one little duty here. I've got to go over with you. Jim Boy, my brother, read, I believe, last episode, a little poem that he thought would be invigorating, and get the attitudes of the listeners a little higher. They enjoyed this after they learned about some horrible dark dark humor. So these kind of poems were written back in the 18th and 19th centuries, and by English professors at universities. And they published books of these things. Yeah. Here's a poem that Jim Boyce suggested for this occasion. Said a gleeful young man from Torquay, "This is rather a red letter day, for I've poisoned with sherbet my rich Uncle Herbert, whose health never seemed to decay." All right. Bailey's line here. Bailey, you want to get on the movie here? You want to get on the movie? No, you don't. You don't care about. You don't care about. Yeah, he doesn't want to get on the movie. So that's the end of number 7, and we'll look forward to number 8, maybe on with more medical news.